Hello, stuff lovers and pickers of all kinds. We're happy to see you here again. Guess what we did this weekend? We went to estate sales. And we were very happy to go to estate sales because they're the first real good ones of the season, run by people we like. Not that we don't like some other estate sale runners, but you know, there are some people who seem to have they're friendly. When we go to estate sales, we understand that sometimes they will ask prices we don't want to pay because we're reselling, and it makes sense that sometimes that's the case. And that's never a problem. If they don't want to come down from those prices, they're entitled to it, and then, you know, in some cases they may be right. But what we don't like is when they act like we are insulting them because we're asking, well, do you have a better price? You know, not, yeah. And, you know, they just end up making us feel bad. And I'm just thinking there must be another way of doing that. Like, we try and never do that in a way that would insult them. So, you know, we hope for respect, and because it makes everything fun this way. If you're like, you know, I can't get this, but it was fun to go there and chat and see what the stuff was, well, then that's great. So the people we went to this time, they're convivial, they're friendly, you can bargain. If they can't give you the price you want, they'll say so. Everybody leaves friends, you know, and that sort of thing. And it was a proper estate sale. It wasn't like a few things in a kitchen. So, if you want to see what we got, we'll show it to you. For $40, we bought everything you see here and a pair of bellows for your wood burning fireplace, right? So I'll tell you a little bit about the bellows to start with. We have bought bellows before and they've sold well. These are not ornate or anything. The ones we'd sold before were in, with a brass front with a scene all embossed here. But we thought if they're not expensive, you know, they might be worth something. And they are. They're probably worth more like maybe $15, $20. $40, we bought about 15 pieces, so it comes to about, maybe you want to say $3 a piece, something close to that. So that was a good little find. Aside from that, I can have you guess at this point the item that is going to bring in the most, and I will reveal this in a few moments. Now, I saw an awful lot of these toasting forks. These used to be used, you would place some bread here and you would put this over the fire to toast your piece of bread. But of course these are newer, they're not antiques, but they all have different scenes at the top. This one is Canterbury Cathedral. I'm going to place it here so maybe you have a chance of seeing it. And you know, there's a monkey, there's a sailor, we've got different things. A monkey or a devil, maybe even. I had bought one and it did okay because I had paid $25 for it and we got about $20 for it. But I think the subject matter was more interesting. These don't seem to go for much at all. Neither does this Welsh style brass spoon. But then again, you never know. I think I'd even pick this up even though it's broken, because I thought, well, you know, if anybody's particularly interested in this design, I would have it. You know, it's worth it to us to try. Certainly I might do a lot of them and see if they bring in anything at all. Also, and you will see it appear on your screen, we bought a cigarette case, which I picked up. I thought, well, this may not be super popular right now, but cigarette case, made in England. I think it was called, Emu brand, and it was like engine turned finish. So it's a vintage cigarette case. There isn't much to it. It's not silver plated or anything like that, but a nice stylish thing. Well, that would have cost us about $3. We put it up. We sold it, I think, the same night for approximately $20. Excuse my cat. And away we go. You know, that's half of the price we paid for everything you see. So it's worth it to buy in bulk sometimes. So we were pretty happy with that. So next, I will show you our friend here, who is a fisherman. And unfortunately, his little fish has a little chip, little broken piece, but I knew nothing about him. He's marked something that I can't really read, so I don't think the mark is going to be the thing that really helps us with him. But I thought he was finely molded, and I thought he would be fun to try and find out more about and see if we can get a little profit on that. I think it's a nicely detailed piece, and the subject matter is charming, and someone may want to add to their collection. If you watch shows like the British show Bargain Hunt, or Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is, where British experts do all kinds of kooky stuff and tell us about antiques and about collectibles, you may know what this is. I recognized it right away, and I was really proud of myself. It's not something I have seen before ever, because it's a British piece. It's a piece of pottery by Troika, which I guess is the factory or the company which produces these. Different artists create these, and it's made in Cornwall in England. So there isn't a lot of it maybe around here because we're not England. But there is a strong British, Irish, Scottish heritage here in Montreal. And so once in a while, if you happen to know about some of the British pottery or glass, or it can come in handy because someone will have something that their relative has sent, or they visited England, they brought back one of these. So Troika does a lot of modernist, brutalist kind of design, and that's it. When I saw it right away, I thought that must be Troika, because on one of those shows there have been quite a few experts to tell us about Troika, and now you know about it too. So do leave a comment if you've ever watched those shows. We're big fans, and it's pretty exciting for me to hold a piece that I've seen something similar sell on television, that I've seen on television. So it's yeah, it's great. It's thrilling, and it was a lot of fun to recognize it and go, haha. But of course, it was actually $3. And I thought, this is great. We're not the first people here other pickers have passed through the doors before us. Interesting to see that some other stuff interested them. Nobody saw this. And Troika vases can go between, I would say, generally speaking, $50 to $325. So we will see how well this one does, but more than $3. This I just picked up because it's a little room thermometer, and I thought sometimes people may want something that's diminutive like this. It's just a small thing that they can put on their desk. And in the solarium, this house boasted a beautiful solarium. I really wouldn't mind building something like this in our place eventually. We shall see. Would be a great eBay room. We found this, and I just thought it was an intriguing little piece, a little trinket box with little maps of around the world, it looks like. I checked the bottom, and sure enough, it's designed exclusively for celebrity cruises by Tiffany & Co. So, as you know, not every Tiffany & Co. is going to be worth a lot of money, but I thought this is better quality and probably a more collectible thing than if it was, you know, Walmart. And so we looked it up, and it looks like it maybe sells for $15. Well, you know, then again, if I've sold a cigarette case for $20 and this for $15, I've pretty much made my money back on everything, and everything else is just pure profit. I'll take it. And my husband spotted this, which I did not see. Polaroids continue selling well for us. I think just this paper alone, the film, brings like $15. I think this can be maybe between 30 to 40, something like that. So that was another good find. It was on top of the mantelpiece, so I had not seen it. He's good. This, I really want to tell you about this because this was amongst other mugs, you know, and I thought, again, I knew exactly what this was. I was really thrilled because this is something that I love. This is made by Emma Bridgewater, and you may have heard of her. She is an artist. She produces pottery like this. She's British as well. And she has this style, which to me really is evocative of the English countryside. There's something, you know, hearty, British country, rustic, but at the same time, and you can see the mark a little bit, it's a little faded. Well, that's it. Very just simple country beauty. This is a piece that I have that was given to me. It's one of my favorite pieces. It's just a vase, and she does pottery where she has a lot of script on it. So this one just says flowers, peonies. It's all these names of different flowers. And that really reminds me again of something old-fashioned, enduring, and just restful. Just something very still about her pottery, and it has this sort of creaminess that reminds me of British dairies and farms and fields. And so when I see that type of thing, I think, oh, that's Emma Bridgewater. And she does this spongeware pattern, so called because it looks like it was made with a sponge. And this one is also for the National Trust in England. So we did a bit of research. Usually her pieces are pretty expensive. And we did a bit of research for this particular mug. One sold for something close to $65. So this was another very fun discovery, because of course it's sitting there amongst other mugs, and if you don't collect Emma Bridgewater, or you know, maybe your expertise isn't in pottery in China, and you know, this is something people will miss, and you know, they're paying $40 for the Royal Doulton, and we're paying $3 for what we can find that other people won't see. So that was a lot of fun. I'm excited. It's my first Emma Bridgewater that I can find to resell. This grandiose thing is an empty perfume container. It's Roger Gallet, which is French perfume. I love their perfume, and it even has a plastic coating to the stopper, so it can really seal well. I did some research. I don't think this is really worth anything, but I thought I'd take a chance because it almost looks like a display bottle. And I thought, what fun things you can do. As a matter of fact, I may keep it myself and put it on my vanity, because it looks like a splendid, glamorous thing that you can fill with colored water, maybe pink, and voila. So that may be something I keep, but you know, I'm never going to stop picking up things like that have potential for decorative purposes, that have pizzazz, that have flair, and that are evocative of department stores and perfume and beautiful things like that. Because you never know. Sometimes someone who collects perfume may really want this. It's just an appealing thing, and it represents a brand of perfume they really like. And we had talked about the different prices. I just wanted to say, so this is probably the piece that will bring in the most, is a Troika. And after that, of course, the National Trust Emma Bridgewater mug. There was also amongst the mugs this National Trust Hidcote. Hidcote is like a big manor house, and I think you can visit the gardens. The gardens are the big thing there in England. So I thought, oh, you know, that's good too. It's a National Trust, blah, blah, blah. I looked it up, and it is made by Portmeirion, which is another good thing, but I really don't know if it's going to be worth anything. We'll see. We may just try it, or we may take it to a flea market and sell it for $5 if somebody wants it there. But when I see a few things like that makes sense. Portmeirion, a National Trust item, something decorative, it's signed by an artist. If it's just a few dollars, I'm going to try it, because you never know. This is it for this haul, but there is more to come, because we did visit a second estate sale and then a thrift store that was 50% off. But we won't have time to get into all of that tonight. I wanted to give you a little bit of a preview of our next video. The second estate sale we went to had a lot of teacups. We picked up quite a few teacups. And this is a teacup we picked up there. I don't know if you're going to see it very well. Let me try and face this the right way. This is Belique, China, so this is made in Ireland, and it's eggshell thin. It's just a beautiful thing to feel, and beautifully decorated. I think it's Victorian by the stamp. We were looking up the different stamps. It's got a registered number, a registration number rather, and it's so fragile. I thought maybe this is going to be worth a little more. It's so fragile and delicate, and no, it's about $20. But again, there we spent more or less $3 per item. So, and it's something that's so collectible and attractive that I think, you know, sometimes I like the sales that are, you know, maybe $20 profit, but it's a quick sale or it's a sure sale, as opposed to something that can be $40 profit, but I'm not sure if it's going to sell or when it's going to sell. And so we're really happy to have been able to share this with you. It continues to boggle my mind that the things we can find, the things that I would never think I would find, and they just show up at this little house. And the interest we get, you know, that cigarette case that we sold almost right away, there was nothing really special about it, but it made somebody happy. So hopefully you've been to some good sales lately. I can't wait to see your videos and read your comments. Do please leave comments if you feel so inspired. And we'll be happy to show you more as soon as we get more. This is exciting. It's happening. People are doing stuff. And we're going to sales. And I hope you have a great week or so. Until then, have a good time.